It's nice to come back as defending champion, and I'm really excited for the days ahead. Today's going to be a nice rolling stage and can't wait to get stuck into it.
Yeah, well, there's obviously Sarah Roy from Mitchelton Scott. She had a great national championships and is in super form. And then Loretta Hansen will actually step up for Trek today in her first race because Lotta Lepisto's pulled out. So that's a great opportunity for Loretta. And then for sure there's Beck Wysack, who had that phenomenal finish at the Crit Championships. So you might see a battle of the Aussies, even though we've got quite an international field here today.
This is the first race of the season for a lot of girls. Like, it's an early start in January here in Australia, but so the bunch can be a little nervous again getting back into racing after off season and kind of getting to know your teammates, getting to know the new riders in the peloton. But the roads are wide and open here. It's great courses, so we're really looking forward to today.
3, 2, 1. Riders away at the start of the 2019 Santos Women's Tour Down Under.
The Ziptrak Stage 1 of the Santos Women's Tour Down Under, 112.9 kilometres ahead of the riders. And Anna, slightly cooler conditions than they expected.
Yes, Kate, cooler conditions, like you said, probably set the scene, which allowed the international ladies to really settle in and find their pedals and their legs.
Well, they didn't have too long to get too comfortable on the roads out there, 34.7 kilometres, and the women were headed straight for the first Ziptrak sprint of the day.
Yes, as the ladies headed in towards that sprint, the peloton started to stretch out, with Gracie Elvin of Mitchelton Scott taking the right-hand turn towards the intermediate sprint, making the move off the front.
We know the Aussies are on fire. They've had a lot of racing so far, and Sarah Roy and Chloe Hosking, Mitchelton Scott and Ale Cipollini fighting to the line. And it's Chloe Hosking who takes the first win ahead of Gracie Elvin and Sarah Roy. They're obviously very motivated to make this happen.
Absolutely unsure of her form coming into this competition. It's nice to see her take out that first sprint win for Chloe Hosking.
Well, not too long before the Subaru QOM of the day at the 43 kilometre mark, and it was hard fought. It was Alice Cobb from Tibco Silicon Valley Bank who set the pace early.
Yeah, great to see her out there. Look, she's just really ridden off the front of the peloton, which was wonderful, showing her strength and showing her, will to go after the Queen of the Mountain, the Subaru Queen of the Mountain, very, very early.
Well, it is a tough day out there. They have a lot of different challenges out on course between the sprints, the QOMs, and just the up and down nature of the road. Thankfully, not too much wind out there. Some of the Europeans, Anna, they're a little bit intimidated by racing this early in the season and the predicted hot weather for the end of the week.
Absolutely. Many of them didn't want to talk about it, the hot weather that is predicted to come after today. They probably just wanted to enjoy the conditions out there.
QOM number 2 at the 64 kilometre mark heading into Charleston, and it caused a reaction within the bunch. A bit of a splintering happening at the front and led by the Aussie Penttinen.
Yeah, led by Aussie Penttinen, but as you can see, Nadia Quagliotto from the Ale Cipollini team really starting to wind it in and really quite comfortably takes the win ahead of the ladies.
Well, and Quagliotto and Chloe Hosking, between them, Ale Cipollini, they're really leading the charge so far in the sprint and the QOM. They're obviously very motivated to get a result here.
Yeah, they really have a grip on this race so far. Stage 1 of the Ziptrak, Stage 1 Santos Women's Tour Down Under. Let's see what happens here.
Well, really not a lot of time to rest. Into the sprint number 2 into Gamaraka at the 78.4 kilometre mark. And it's Mitchelton Scott pushing hard. Gracie Elvin, Chloe Hosking pushing her all the way to the line. But Gracie Elvin taking the win ahead of Hosking and Sarah Roy. Hosking and Sarah Roy, they're the names we're looking to for the final sprint, Anna. I'm worried they're spending a little bit too much energy, a bit too early.
Yeah, well, great to see that win there for Gracie in sprint 2. She actually got second in the first sprint as well. Like you said, they are spending a lot of energy early.
Well, these jerseys are equally as important as the stage wins and the overall for some of the teams. The third QOM into Forreston, 85.7 kilometre mark. And once again, Ale Cipollini, Quagliotto, motivated for those points ahead of Georgia Williams from Mitchelton Scott.
Yeah, Nadia really quite unchallenged in that last Queen of the Mountains, and she's just rolling her legs out now, being picked up by the peloton as they come through.
Well, and she will take away that jersey. Oh, a nasty looking crash. Oh, the rider's getting fatigued. Just clipping some wheels there as we're heading into the final kilometres, and Anna, it's hectic in the bunch.
Yeah, when it gets hectic like this, crashes can happen really easily. As we say that, another one goes down.
Oh, a long day out on track for the ladies heading into the sprint, and the sprint has opened up. Mitchelton, Scott, Gracie Elvin leading out Sarah Roy, but it's Beck Wyasak moving strong up the left in the Uni SA colours.
And trek-segafredo team also there in the mix of it, Kate.
Oh, Letizia Paternoster, she's just tucked in behind Sarah Roy, and Paternoster, she's charging ahead. But Roy, she's making her move. Can she make it across? Chloe Hosking tucked in behind. But it's Paternoster that takes the win. The 19-year-old prodigy. Anna, what an incredible finish.
What an incredible win. A wonderful lead out there by Loretta Hanson, her own teammate, and we see the celebrations of the young 19-year-old.
Well, moments of pure joy for the trek-segafredo team, who make their debut, their international debut here in Australia at the Santos Women's Tour Down Under. Letizia Paternoster, the winner, the prodigy from Italy, takes the ochre jersey into stage 2. We head out to Mengler's Hill. It's a day for the climbers, but one that could really shake up the GC.